You feel it too, don't you? That gnawing sense of desolation. A world too far gone, its decay seeping into the very ground beneath your feet. The clouds, thick and unrelenting, smother the last remnants of light, your only source of comfort in this dying husk of a world. It's a feeling you've known before, the same silent dread that crept up your spine as you wandered through Lothric Castle, the same suffocating despair that swallowed you whole in the ruins of the Ring City. A world indifferent to your existence, eager to cast you aside the moment you falter. This is the Forever Winter, a game that calls to me like no other, a world that begs to be explored, a vision of Dark Souls reborn through a grim dark, war-torn lens. Developed by Fundog Studios, The Forever Winter unfolds in a post-apocalyptic future, a world gutted by nuclear fire and ceaseless war. 3 rival factions dominate this shattered landscape, and you, a lone scavenger, exist only to survive. The world is bleak, the resources scarce, and every step forward is fraught with danger. In contrast to the medieval ruins of Dark Souls, this world is one of mechs, cyborgs, and war machines, elements that would never feel at home in Anor Londo. And yet, the parallels are undeniable. A once great civilization, now reduced to ash, haunted by the soldiers who refuse to let go of the past. In the Forever Winter, you are not witnessing the Golden Age, you're clawing through the dying embers of its final war. The age of civilization is ending, and all that remains is the carnage left in its wake. And if this war ever ends, there will be men with rifles, wandering their broken cities, much like the Silver Knights who still guard Anor Londo's vacant halls. A war without purpose, a war that serves only as a means to an end. The weight of insignificance presses down on you as you scavenge the corpses of fallen soldiers. You're nothing, a fleeting ember in the storm. Just as Dark Souls pits you against demigods and ancient evils in a quest to mend a shattered world, the Forever Winter demands that you endure an unyielding wasteland. Both games tell stories of survival, of pushing forward despite the overwhelming odds, and in both, you could rise to face death itself. Whether you're the chosen undead, wielding a rusted sword, or the nameless scavenger, clutching a surplus rifle, the struggle remains the same. To persevere, to resist the hollowing. Combat 2 embraces this philosophy. Death is inevitable. Your soul will be crushed. Every weapon, every tool, every scrap of ammunition must be accounted for if you hope to make it out alive. The desperate search for an extraction in the Forever Winter mirrors that frantic hunt for a bonfire in Lordran. Each step forward a gamble, with everything to lose. Around every corner, death lurks, waiting to strike. What matters is what you could carry with you, not just the bullets in your magazine, but the weight of every decision you've made to survive. And yet, it's not just the challenge that binds these games together. It's the worlds themselves, their depth, their histories, their secrets. Dark Souls pioneered the art of cryptic storytelling, where lore is not handed to you, but rather uncovered, piece by piece, through item descriptions and fragmented dialogue. The Forever Winter follows suit, rejecting exposition in favor of a world that speaks for itself. In Dark Souls, you will never know the intricate politics of Karthus or the exact alliances of Katarina, because in the end, it doesn't matter. The world is already broken. What matters is surviving within it, and the same holds true here. The wars raged for so long that no one alive remembers how it started, or why. You'll never know the precise details of how these great nations fell, or where exactly your bunker lies within this frozen wasteland, and it does not matter, because your only goal is to endure, to carve out a place for yourself, in a world that has long since stopped caring. Step into your sanctum, and you'll hear the voices of Euruscan, European, and Eurasian merchants echo through the halls, their wares, bullets, rations, and armor, far more plentiful than clean water. Outside, the war grinds on, the fields run red. Blood, after all, is more common than rain. And in this bleak, unforgiving world, it's the smallest moments of reprieve that mean the most. A glimpse of kindness, a fleeting second of warmth. In a world as cold as this, the simple act of petting a dog could bring a man to tears. And that, in the end, is what it's all about. If your suffering can be lifted, even for just a moment, then perhaps it was all worth it. At a glance, Dark Souls and the Forever Winter seem worlds apart. One, a high fantasy epic. The other, a grim vision of the future. But beneath the surface, their souls are one and the same. A world lived in, its ruins whispering stories of a forgotten past, an art style grotesque and mesmerizing, drawing you deeper into its embrace. A combat loop that punishes recklessness, demanding patience, precision, and sheer willpower. It only takes a handful of artists, writers, and developers who truly understand this feeling to breathe it into any medium, and they have. The Forever Winter has sunk its teeth into me, just as Dark Souls did all those years ago. You already know Lordran. You've braved its depths, weathered its storms, and now, I urge you, step into the cold. The Forever Winter awaits. Join the fight. Survive, no matter the cost, and whatever you do, don't you dare go hollow.